So welcome to Cardiff. We're just heading down to Cardiff now.
Right after we stop off at these services.
Pepperoni pizza and a chicken slice. Where are we, Flange?
We are going to Cardiff.
So technically we are now in Wales. We're just coming up to Cardiff. So welcome to Wales.
We're staying in this hotel, which is the Hilton in Cardiff, for 2 nights, which includes breakfast. And I'll give you a breakdown of our costs day by day on what we spent on what, as well as a total cost for the few days here. So if you're thinking about coming here or you're just interested on how much it costs, then I can provide you with that information, as well as give you a couple of interesting facts about Cardiff now. And first is that there's around 18 million people that visit here every year, and although it's the largest city and the capital of Wales, it's one of the smallest capital cities in Europe.
Ooh.
And we're just heading into the ensuite by the looks of it now, and that's a nice sized bath. The shower was pretty good actually. It had a really good water pressure, lots of different bottles. Not that I needed it, as I don't have any hair, so I didn't really use a shampoo or conditioner, but it did have the old body scrub. And as you can see, a nice big bed, which is always a bonus, and a big telly as well. I think that was about either 47 or 50 inch, I believe. And yeah, decent views as well out the window. So let's get started on this journey in Cardiff as we head just across the road now to this monument, which isn't actually a monument thinking about it. It's a statue of the Marquis of Bute, or Marquess of Bute. We visited here in January, and as you can see, it was a bit wet, and with around 22 days of rain, the Welsh have a common saying for this, which unfortunately I can't say in Welsh, but it translates to raining knives and forks. So be sure to bring some waterproofs in your wellies if you're visiting in January. And we're just entering the National Museum now, which is free to get in, and it's open from 10 in the morning until 5 in the evening. They have lots of different exhibitions and events on here. There's even a silent disco. And the first exhibition that we saw was this one, which was the Evolution of Wales. And it was really interesting. The more places that we travel, the more interested I've become at looking at the history of places. And Wales is quite a fascinating place if you've never been before. It's definitely worth a visit, and hopefully you'll see why as we go through this video. Moving on with this mini tour of the National Museum here in Wales, you'll walk through different sections showing you everything from the oldest rocks and plantations, and going as far back as the dinosaur age. This is a look at Wales, and although I could ramble on about this place for another 10 minutes, I know your time is precious and I don't want this video to end up being an hour long, so I'll keep it short and sweet. And there's lots more places to show you on our visit here to Wales, although I have to say the artwork on the second floor is definitely worth a mention if that's your cup of tea, as well as some of the other fascinating exhibitions that they have on show. And like I mentioned, it is free, and we spent around an hour and a half here, but you could easily spend more or less. That's entirely up to you.
This way to Cardiff Castle.
But for now, we shall have a walk and move on to the next place on our itinerary. And this place will be on most people's list, I'm guessing, because it's one of the most popular places to visit when you're visiting Cardiff, and it is, of course, Cardiff Castle. And although it was January, we were lucky enough to catch the last bit of the Christmas markets that had obviously been here over Christmas and running into January. There was some great stalls here for both food and drink, and we'll pop back a little bit later to grab a bite to eat. But as time was pressing on, we managed to get some tickets for both the museum and the castle before it closed, and that's what we'll show you a bit of now. As of 2024, the ticket price is £14.50 per adult, and you could pay an extra £4 and get a guided tour if you wanted, although we opted to walk around ourselves. And if you go downstairs from the ticket office, you'll get to this place, which is Cardiff Castle Museum of the Welsh Soldier, adequately named Firing Line. And it's an accredited museum that celebrates the Welsh soldier over a period of 300 years. And again, if you like history and want to learn more about the Welsh military and what they did, then this is a place for you. They've got a big collection of old uniforms that the soldiers used to wear, as well as a good assortment of weapons on display. Now for the moment that you've all been waiting for, and it's not me getting drunk, that's a little bit later. It's time to have a look around the castle. Many people might say once you've seen one castle, you've seen them all, and this might be true to an extent, but have you seen it when it's chucking it down with rain? Well, if not, come here in January and you'll get the opportunity. Because the weather wasn't great today, but we soldiered on, pardon the pun. And this part of the castle is called the Keep part, and it's the place of last resort in case of a siege or an attack. And this one here in Cardiff is one of the best examples of a surviving shell keep. This is where back in the day the lord of the castle, his family, the knights would have lived and ate, and it was meant to be the strongest and safest part of the castle. And as we climb up the steps to the top of the keep, you can see there's a lot of steps, so it goes without saying if you can't walk far or aren't that good on your feet, then you're doing the right thing watching this video from home. And once you're at the top, you get to walk out onto this platform, and although it was raining, you still got to see some amazing panoramic views of Cardiff City. And the walk back down is much easier than walking up, and this is a truly remarkable site with history that spans over 2,000 years. Roman soldiers slept here, noble knights held court here, and the Bute family, with extraordinary wealth and vision, transformed the castle into a romantic Victorian fantasy. And we'll head over to that part of the castle now, which is the main building which we're walking into. And I guess you could call this a kind of travel channel, or even vlogs of our experiences that we've had. And we document them here on YouTube with the aim of providing you real-life experiences and information on these places that we visit. And we have lots of other videos of places that we've been on our channel, and lots more in the process. And statistically, it's showing that many people like watching the shorter versions of videos nowadays, which can be a good quick fix of information. And although that's something we've not done, it's something that which we are looking to do in the future. But I know lots of you still like the longer videos with better quality information, so we aim to provide that for you. And I won't delve too much into the history of this place now, as interesting as it is. We've still got lots more to show you here in Cardiff, so we shall head out of the castle now, and we're going to take you to a place which was just opposite the castle, which is the Xmas Market. And for anyone that knows a bit about YouTube, you'll know that you can't play copyrighted music in videos, so we have to replace that with music that we have a license for. And this enables us to monetize videos, and it may be true that some YouTubers make a lot of money from their channel, but for us, it's enabled us to buy a few meals, which is better than nothing. Although you never know, in the future we may become popular. And we are open to advice and suggestions of ways in which you think we can grow our channel. We want people to feel part of the community here, so feel free to send us a message on what you like and what you don't like. And these Xmas markets were great, as you just saw Fang there with a mellow hot chocolate. And I've just bought a mulled cider, and we were both starting to feel a bit hungry at this point. And if you've never seen a Sunday dinner in a wrap, then let us show you now. And this is a really good concept, and it's an easy way to eat a Sunday dinner without the use of a knife and fork. It's basically a Yorkshire pudding that's filled with meat and vegetables, and they just put it all in the Yorkshire pudding wrap and just wrap it like this lady's doing for us now. And I got this wrap, which was the pork and apple wrap, and I got Fang the turkey and cranberry wrap. And as you'll see, we both really enjoyed it. It especially went down well with that mulled cider. There was all kinds of foods and drinks here. You could even toast these giant marshmallows. And on our way out,
Historical Wales.
we came across this shop, which had everything souvenir-wise related to Wales, including these hats. Fang quite liked this one, which was of a Welsh dragon, and I couldn't resist trying on the old sheep hat. And after buying a couple of gifts for my mum and dad's Christmas tree next year, It's kind of custom for us to bob into a local shop, which in other videos you may have seen us buying stuff from 7-Eleven, which is kind of Asia's equivalent of this little Spar Shop, I guess, and I was happy to see they had some spicy crisps, as I'm quite partial to a bit of spice, as well as these little treats. Good old M&Ms of the sweets are available. Then we had to walk back to our hotel, drop off our little treats before getting freshened up to go and have a look around some of the nightlife here in Cardiff.
First night in Wales, Cardiff. Where are we going?
No plan.
No plan.
Have only Phill and Fang. Let's go.
Let's go.
There wasn't much of a plan this evening, but after all the driving and wandering about, we just wanted to go and chill out somewhere. And luckily, just around the corner from the hotel, we came across this bar, which had a good selection of draft beers and lagers. We didn't want to go too crazy either tonight because we have a busy day planned for tomorrow, so I just got a pint of Peroni and Fang got a Bailey's.
So trust you. What have you just spotted? A noodle shop in Wales.
You can take the lady out of Thailand, but you can't take Thailand out the lady, and it doesn't surprise me anymore how Fang just happens to conveniently find these Asian foods wherever we go. And credit where credit's due, these were really some awesome noodles. And I'll give you a breakdown of the day's costs for today, which is everything we've spent so far. And we'll carry this on for day 2 and throughout this video, as well as giving you a total cost for this trip to Cardiff at the end.
And we're just setting out on day 2 of our adventure. We've had a good day, as you've probably seen yesterday. So today we're just going to go for breakfast and then head out into Cardiff and see what happens.
So welcome to day 2 of our little mini adventure in Cardiff. We're going to take you to some awesome places today, just after we've had our breakfast, which, as you can see, it's got a good selection of stuff here. And for me, there's no better way to start the day than a good old English breakfast. And then it was time to head out onto the streets of Cardiff to find our way to the first stop.
So where are we going now?
We are going to Museum of Cardiff.
So the first stop today is the National Museum of Cardiff. What?
Museum of Cardiff.
So the first stop today is the Museum of Cardiff.
And even after the second time, we still got it wrong.
It's your favourite shop?
There's 79 Cardiff museums and art galleries to pick from, and technically we're not going to the National Museum of Cardiff because we went there yesterday. We're actually in a museum of sorts, which is called the Cardiff Story, which is this one here. And as the name suggests, it's all about the story of Cardiff and how it came about. And you can see lots of different exhibitions about the history of the city, as well as interactive maps which show you the locations of some of the famous buildings. It's free to enter and definitely worth a visit. The museum has a collection of over 3,000 objects and Cardiff-related artefacts, many donated from Cardiff residents and communities, as well as this tiled corridor, which is on the ground floor with access via a small step. And then on the way out, if you go down these steps, you'll get to another little exhibition, which is a quite nice little place to come and chill out and get a bit of peace.
Get a little bit of peace from Fang.
Moving on from here, as we headed towards Cardiff Market, we saw this old church, and we thought it'd be rude not to have a look in. And this is in fact the city parish of St John the Baptist, which stands in the heart of Cardiff city centre. This church dates back from the 12th century and is one of Cardiff's oldest remaining medieval buildings. The church welcomes thousands of visitors each week and hosts many different celebrations for city institution, charities and individuals. It's normally open between 10 and 3:30 each day, although exact hours can vary. And as we head off now, we'll go to our next port call.
So just heading into Cardiff Market.
As you just heard, this is Cardiff Market with fresh quality produce and warm local charm. This Victorian indoor market is the beating heart of Cardiff, and it offers a unique shopping experience and a chance for us to try these freshly baked Welsh cakes. How are you enjoying your Welsh cake? Nice? Fancy coming to Wales and seeing a Thai deli? Fang loves to plan the itinerary for these trips, and I love to just rock up and take a few videos. And as I mentioned before, we always seem to come across these places from a native country. And she'd heard that the Welsh cake is a famous food here in Wales, so it was only right that we found somewhere where we could give it a bit more of a critique.
So we're just trying a traditional Welsh cake. It's not quite like a scone really, it's a little bit like bread with sugar on. It tastes nice. Wash it down with a cappuccino.
Try this one. Real cake. Tastes like, I think it's like pancake, but harder for a bit.
So there you go, that was our analysis of a Welsh cake. I thought it was like sugary bread and Fang thought it was like a hard pancake. But if you are coming to Wales at 59 pence each or 6 for £2.70, they're a nice little snack.
So now we go to the Millennium Centre. See how I did that sound effect?
Maybe a little bit more practice on the sound effects needed, and we're moving onwards to the next place. Not sure if that was an Elvis impersonator, or it could have been Tom Jones, considering we're in Wales.
So welcome to Cardiff. We're nearly at the Millennium Centre.
And the Millennium Centre is about a 30 to 40 minute walk from the market, so you might want to look at public transport or getting a taxi depending on your mobility or your schedule.
Can you say pharmacy in Welsh, Fang?
Fully far.
Apologies to any Welsh people watching, and we've arrived now at the Millennium Centre, which is this fantastic looking building. It's a major modern culture venue which staged theatre, opera, ballet and music shows with bars and dining. And as we walk into this unique building, at the time we went they had Aladdin showing, but we hadn't booked any tickets or even allocated any time to go and see anything here, so we just had a little bit of a walk around the place. It was more of a tick box of places that we've been, if I'm honest, but worth seeing nonetheless. And as we walk outside, this area is Cardiff Bay, which has a number of interesting buildings, like this red bricked one with a clock tower called the Pierhead. It was built in 1987 and is part of the estate of the Senedd, which is the Welsh Parliament.
I've been at the cinema.
And when we visited, a woman kindly put a short film on for us that showed us the history of Cardiff Bay and why it was one of the busiest ports in the world.
Today, as you look out of the windows, you find yourself at the heart of the beautifully regenerated Cardiff Bay area.
And we'll show you a bit more of Cardiff Bay now after we go upstairs in this building and look at one of the galleries that showcase some iconic pictures from Wales, including the Welsh cakes that we ate earlier, as well as one of Wales's best footballers, Gareth Bale, and a famous film star, Anthony Hopkins, although I'm not sure how flattered they'll be of those pictures. Now let's move on and take a walk around the harbour, and as you walk around you'll see this building, which is a church that was built in 1868 for Norwegian sailors. It's the place where Roald Dahl and his sisters were christened, and the church has now been turned into a small cafe, and it has an interesting exhibition upstairs as well. Now we'll head back around Cardiff Bay and take you on what was probably the highlight of this trip, as it was unexpected and we never planned on doing this, and it was a boat ride. And yeah, not only because we like a good boat ride, but the captain of this boat was really knowledgeable and he was good fun. And we learnt a lot about the area as well on this short 20-minute boat ride, and we hope we can share some of that knowledge with you now.
It'll be my last trip today. Just wait till we get closer. Hi guys.
Hiya. So we just jumped on a boat. We're going to go on a boat trip.
First of all, welcome aboard Daffodil. My mother calls it HMS Hypothermia. Just a quick safety announcement. In the unlikely event of a problem with the boat, all the life jackets are underneath seats in the centre, but the boat hasn't sunk at all this week. So we'll have you back in about 20 minutes. On the bikes, we've got the old docks that they used to repair ships. First, 5-star hotel. But these days it's looking a bit tiring to watch. You know where we are now, this used to be the same. And at low tide, all this was mud. There was no water here at all, twice a day. Now the barrage is there, this water's here all the time. But this is river water, not sea water. Today Cardiff Bay is a freshwater lake. Charlie the chocolate factory and all that. Drove down the morning garden and christened this white church. But now it's like a coffee shop. Anyway, this is where we have to wave at people and looks like we're enjoying ourselves. We've
Go to Mermaid Quay.
We are at Mermaid Quay, which is a 2-minute walk from where we got off the boat. And at this time of day, we were starting to get a bit hungry and needed to refuel. So we found a restaurant that Fang hadn't been to before, which is this one called Nando's. So we popped in for a bite to eat. I got the butterfly chicken with steamed broccoli and mashed potato. Fang got the chicken wings with a spicy rice and broccoli. And I thought we'd spice things up a little bit, so I got some of the hot sauce on the menu, which is this peri peri extra hot. And I have to be honest with you, with Fang being from Thailand and eating spicy food on a daily basis, this didn't even touch the sides, it didn't affect her one bit. And I remember once taking her to an Indian restaurant and ordering the hottest curry, and afterwards she thought it was quite mild, so you can't underestimate the spice that Thai people can eat. And this meal for the two of us, with refillable drinks, came at £31.90. So that was a pleasant afternoon with the added bonus of a boat trip, and this was a good area to come here in Cardiff.
So we're just heading back to the hotel now. We're going to go to the gym, maybe have half an hour's kip, and then go and get steaming. Let's go get drunk.
We're going to put the drinking on hold for a little bit longer because, as most men will know, when out with a woman, they'll find it hard to pass a shop without wanting to go in it.
Hey, what about these ones?
I feel snake.
Hey, you've got like animals all over you. Some Poundland. Let's see if everything is a pound. It's not a pound. It's an improvement.
We got back to the hotel at about 6 o'clock, which gave Fang time to chill out for a bit and freshen up, and for me to go and check out the gym and the swimming facilities at the hotel, which weren't too bad. It had a decent size area for weights and cardio, as well as a decent sized pool with steam room and jacuzzi.
You got your clothes on? Hello?
All freshened up, we headed out once again into the city centre of Cardiff, and the first place we went wasn't too far from the hotel, which was this one. This was quite a lively place with music belting out, and they had plenty of games to keep you entertained, including basketball, as well as a darts room and a pool table. Then we headed to another proper traditional Welsh pub, which I can't pronounce because it's in Welsh, but the beer was decent, and as usual I got a pint and Fang got a Baileys. We had a couple in here before heading back to the same place we did last night for some noodles. And I'll put the cost of what we spent on the screen for you now for day 2 here in Cardiff, and also give you the total cost of our trip.
We've got our noodles from the noodle shop. A little bit pissed now. So that's it. 2 days in Cardiff, done, completed. go back to the hotel now, have a little bite to eat, and if you want to follow, see you in Bristol. We're off to Bristol next.